So I used this screenshot. Thank you. Thank you, old school GG2. I was watching this video from Tara Kelly, Forever Red, this morning, and she was talking about how she gets so sick of, all the big creators expressing such shock every time these people do something. Because after all, this right here, Pete Hegseth has always wanted women to get their vote taken. He doesn't want women to serve in the military at all. At all. He's always been that. He's got the tattoos to prove it, you guys. He's a white Christian nationalist all day long. And those are the beliefs that he espouses, whether he does it in public or not. I mean, now he's doing it in public, but after he first took his job, he kind of toned back on this kind of rhetoric. He was saying that, he appreciates all the service members, men and women out there serving. But he doesn't. He just wants the women to stop serving. That's the truth. And it's not shocking because all of this was in Project 2025, you guys. All of this. And there have been voluminous videos done on this, on them taking away the women's right to vote, of them wanting to just have women stay at home, not having any bank accounts, not having any rights to property. And when their husband dies, the property and the control of assets goes into the hands of the eldest son. They want to bring back Little House on the fucking prairie. Yes. So no, it's not shocking. It's just more of the same. Every single day there's just more garbage, and they're getting ballsier and ballsier because this was the plan all along. There's so many videos done about it that this is what he wants. So I'm not surprised, and other people shouldn't be surprised too. There has to be a way to shut this guy up. There has to be a way. There have to be solutions to the problems that we're facing right now. Autocracies, they don't happen with a bang. They kind of just happen step by step. As they chip away more and more rights from people and more abilities to stand up for yourself and speak for yourself. So there have to be solutions. I'm not like a solution person. Sorry. I wish I were. I wish I had good ideas about what to do about these people. I just don't. And I'm pouring through old case law until I'm just exhausted, trying to figure out some way to halt this stuff. I research old protests. I research a revolution. I research all sorts of stuff, trying to look for, a little nugget of action that we can take. But I know that protesting is one of the things that we were afforded by our government. And we also have the absolute, not only just the right, but the obligation to remove in a government that stops working for the people. It's in our Constitution, plain as day. It's spelled out for us. If this government stops working for the people, you have to take it down. I think that we should kind of all come together around that. We all need to coalesce around that. They're going to be taking our social media apps soon. They're taking TikTok next March. They're replacing it with state surveillance. Let's not toy around with what that will be by Oracle. Are you kidding me? So the people on this app that consider themselves activists or like activist-minded, even, we're going to have to find a way to still connect. And I know there's Indivisible, and I know there's all the organizations that I've signed up for online. We need disruption. We need absolutely need disruption and good trouble. We need a lot of good trouble right about now. But I agree with Tara L. Kelly and not showing shock and awe every time they try to shock and awe us. It's not surprising. None of this is. It's all in Project 2025. It was all laid out, clear as day for anybody fucking to see it, as we were all screaming about Project 2025 before the last contest. Screaming. for people to go read it, that it was going to suppress women's right to vote. That, I mean, we were talking about all of this. Everything that was in Project 2025. It was clearly authoritarianism. And we tried to warn people, and they didn't listen. And now people are coming out and going, oh my God, Pete Hegseth, they actually want to stop a woman's right to vote? Yes, they do. They've been doing it in other states for years. When us on the left, people like me, have been screaming into the ether about laboratories of autocracy, about the red states in this country being laboratories of autocracy, we meant it. They have been trying out these laws and these policies in red states for decades, trying to pass laws that say you can marry somebody as long as they're 14. 14 years old is the age of consent. Yeah, that was in some southern state. I remember it happening. I watched it getting voted down. I watched the arguments against it. It was really creepy, you guys. So stuff like this has been happening all over red states. They're trying to push this shit through. They're seeing how it tests, how it polls, how the public reacts to it. They want to know all that. That's all the data that they can use when they pass the ultimate, like, to start taking away our pieces of our Constitution bit by bit. They took Section 9 and 10, Article 1 out of the Constitution last week. I did like 3 videos on it. I know other people did too. And then the next day they returned it to the Constitution. I mean, it's not the only Constitution, obviously. It's on their website, but it could be one that people look up, and it could be something they point to later and say, "Oh, you don't have that right." I mean, it's been gone out of the Constitution forever. We all need to be carrying our pocket constitutions around, making more copies of the Constitution, just in case. We have to show somebody what the Constitution says one day, or we have to just sit at home and cry and silently remind ourselves that this country used to be good. This country used to be wonderful. This country used to at least have an idea of how to go forward as a capitalist democracy, and the ability for all people to thrive. That is until evil corporations and billionaires just took over everything. And they did, and they've been doing it slowly and slower and slower. Every single year it gets worse and worse. And the big tax cuts he did in his first administration were a big ding, 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 ding. We knew he was going to do it again. And he did it bigger, and he made them permanent so that they would be harder to reverse. But he doesn't plan on don't anybody act surprised about this either. He doesn't plan on leaving office, you guys. He doesn't plan on it. I mean, I think J.D. Vance is going to overthrow him. And then we'll have to worry about getting him out. For now, every time Trump opens his mouth, he makes shit worse for himself. So I'm all for that. But you guys, this isn't shocking. This is all Project 2025. I love you guys. Be safe out there, okay? Be safe out there. I would hide your face if you go to protest. There are lots of videos around about how to do that and what to take with you. And I would suggest you going and refreshing yourself by watching those videos before you go out in the streets, okay? Okay.